Hey there, it's Shannon, and welcome to my Know by Year. And thank you so much for everybody who's joining me on my Know by Year journey this year, where I cannot buy makeup, skincare, clothing or accessories, fabric or yarn, books, or homewares for the entirety of 2024. And one thing that I think causes a lot of people to buy and to shop and to purchase is the ever-cycling trend machine. They want to feel like they're current, they want to feel like they're up to date in terms of fashion and clothing and how they present themselves, and so they end up buying more. Today we are going to be talking about 2024 trends that I already own, and chances are that you probably already own something of too. These are pretty broad categories, but I do think that trends can lead people to buy things in a way that they would not otherwise purchase. And that's really relevant to me this year. So my goal with this was to shop my closet, see what I already own, and see what trends I can participate in without buying anything new. And as it turns out, it's kind of a lot. It's a lot. I have a number of things that are quote unquote trending this year, and we're gonna go through a couple of those things now. So the first trend for 2024 is red. All shades of red and burgundy were popular in fall and winter of 2023, and that is continuing into 2024. Obviously, red is a personal favorite color of mine. This rack is ridiculous. But it's also a trend that I was surprised to see in so many trend spotting type conversations. To me, red is just a staple. Red is a given in any wardrobe that exists, as far as I'm concerned. It's one of my favorite colors, and so I wear it a lot. So to me, I was surprised to see it, but that means that I have a lot to choose from without buying a single solitary thing. I can even cash in on another recent trend, monochrome dressing, and wear it from head to toe. Coat, belt, shoes, everything. Red accessories. I love red because I think it's delicious in every season, and can be cozy for winter or juicy for summer, just depending on the shade you choose and the item that it's on. Some shade of red suits just about every skin tone, which I love. I'm obsessed with these suit sets at the moment. I feel so cool, collected, and like I could go anywhere. I could go anywhere in that. Wide leg pants gaining more popularity is possibly my favorite long-running trend of the moment. It's such a comfortable, complimentary look for just about anyone. This jacket was a gift from my husband last year that I'm 100% obsessed with. And the sparkly boots. I mean, I would say I don't normally wear red head to toe, but the fun thing about this video was that I got to kind of dip my whole body in the water and see what it felt like. And I think I might try some of this more monochrome dressing more frequently in 2024. I'm also very excited for our second trend on the list, and that's Renaissance dressing. Not like that. This one is less cottagecore Hobbit vibes than we've seen in seasons past, with the greens and the linens and these natural fabrics, and much more wicked fairy crashing the court christening. This is giving more nobility. She's giving luxurious vibes in rich fabric and darker colors. A number of magazines and articles are referring to this as dark fantasy, which is so my vibe, it's not even funny. I love this. So this look features a burnout velvet skirt in that burgundy color and a lace top. I've got a corset on over it, which I love. I love velvet in just about any form. It's a lot going on. I think there's a lot of pattern here, and there's a lot of pattern in the next one of these that I am going to show, but I think this is a look that really lends itself to more is more. Besides, you can pry velvet out of my cold, dead hands. I also love that these are looks that you can bring corsets into pretty seamlessly. This one, I made this top, so I made this like cowl neck top, and it's over a damask sheer sleeved blouse. I have several corsets, and there's always a need for corset as outerwear as far as I'm concerned, so bring on the corsets. In fact, comment if you think there should be more conversations about corsets. I could talk about corsets all day long. In keeping with the maximalist theme, so that really fits the trends that I saw and that I chose, the next one is leopard. Animal print in every iteration is revving up to be major in 2024, and this is another one to me that is perpetually in style. Leopard can't be in because it was never out. Leopard is a neutral, and I will stand by that until my dying day. This coat was my very last thrifted purchase from 2023. It's a late 50s, early 60s leopard swing coat from Kilimanjaro, and I love it so much. I might do like a TikTok video or something dedicated to just this coat and the history of this coat because it's so cool. I had been hunting for the perfect leopard moment for a while now, and this is just my penultimate perfection. I about passed out when I found it, just because it sparks so much joy. It goes with anything, it can be dressed up or down, and is automatically glamorous. I may remove this button and leave the flat front though, so we'll see. I also have this pleated skirt in a leopard print, which just goes to show that trends are cyclical, because I have mine from the last time that these midi accordion pleat skirts were in. We've been here before. I'm now hearing that Mary Jane ballet flats are making a rousing comeback, which is convenient for me because I picked these up secondhand in December with no idea that that would be the case. I just thought they were a direct path to looking cool without suffering. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, in which you look cool without caring about how much you have to suffer, we have this look, which I feel really plays into the opulent, over-the-top fashion power moves that are taking over TikTok at the moment. I think the heels and the mini skirts and the big plush faux furs, they're making a comeback in a big way. And besides, if you're gonna wear leopard, it might as well be in this gorgeous, thick, pretty, plush vibe. They're gonna look anyway, so give them something to look at. The fourth trend I already own is that one that if you had asked me to pull a few years ago, I would not have been able to. That would be the prep school style, or what I like to think of as golf girl outfits. So these sort of preppy styles, I think are a holdover from this quiet luxury or stealth wealth concept. Not my thing for a variety of reasons in general, but I think that it can be kind of fun to break some of these out, especially if you're living a corporate life, if you're a corporate girly. Sometimes you gotta wear some of the things that fit more into this category. You know, rocking up in a corset to work might not be something that you can do, but you can find some really fun blazers and stuff too. Like this Ralph Lauren blazer is just really cool, and it has this great sort of coat of arms style label on it, which I'm not one for labels. I don't care one way or the other, but I do like it when I look like I'm wearing a crest. The last trend we're seeing for 2024 is pastel colors. Now these can be baby blue, blush pink, butter yellow. I know, pastels for spring, groundbreaking. Now these pants are Shein, and they really demonstrate. I got them thrifted, and it really shows why these fast fashion places are not worthwhile, especially when I'm pairing it with this vintage sweater vest that's striped, because that piece is so well made that it really highlights when you're wearing the bottom half that isn't as well made. Like the bottom half is not lined and it doesn't have as good of seams, and you can really tell that when you're wearing it. When you buy for quality, you really come out on top. I also have this chunky sweater, this chunky lavender sweater, and I think this is nice because not everyone is always up to like serving a look every single day. Like, that's exhausting. Sometimes you just want to wear a sweater and jeans and get your butt out the door so you can get to work and live your life and do your things and run your errands. And I think that there's a lot to be said for like feeling like you're on trend and up to date without feeling like you have to work really hard to get ready in the morning and look cute. So the sweater and stuff is really nice for that. So something else that you see a lot of trend forecasters and fashion industry pros talking about today is just how quickly the fashion cycles and trend cycles are moving now. It used to be different. It used to be that they didn't move quite so quickly, but now fashion designers are holding open product slots in their collections for shoehorning in these micro trends because they want to fit them in at the last minute. They don't know how quickly things are going to change, and so they're holding SKUs open in their collections for these pieces. A good trade, they noted that 52 micro seasons are now the norm as opposed to the regular traditional seasons that designers have designed for. So think 52 micro seasons throughout the year. That's a season a week. That's a season a week. So if you're feeling like it's hard to keep up with trends, you're not wrong. It is because they're insane. That's not something that most people can change their wardrobe to suit a different trend every single week. That's just not practical. And nothing makes way for overconsumption and fashion waste and a fast fashion mindset than a season every single week. That's just really corporate-driven nonsense as far as I'm concerned. I think it's also worth asking at which point did we lose the difference between a quote-unquote trend and an aesthetic. I'm going to read it so I don't get it wrong. The fashion trend is a specific look or clothing item that is spread across a given population at a specific time and place. Trends are typically considered relatively ephemeral. They're temporary, they're things that are influenced by public figures like celebrities or royalty or now social media. But aesthetics, on the other hand, are theoretically a much more holistic and encompassing concept. The origin of that concept is debated a little bit, but it's often credited to 18th century philosophers who argued that the judgment of beauty would be made whether or not the person who was doing the judging was affected by the subject. In theory, then, you should be choosing which trends to engage in based on what your aesthetic is. Based on what your aesthetic already is, that will tell you what trends are for you and what ones you can let pass on by, what other 52 seasons a year you cannot worry about and aren't for you. And think of how much more room in your brain, in your life, in your closet there would be if you were able to choose trends based off of your aesthetic solely, as opposed to feeling like you have to fit into these predefined archetypes. Mob wife aesthetic, weird, and clean girl aesthetic, and these other things. You don't have to fit those because you have your own aesthetic that tells you what trends you want and can engage in and will work best with what you already have. Ultimately, that's why I have all of these items already, because I love them and I wear them regardless of whether or not they're quote unquote trending. I wear them because they already fit into my aesthetic and they're things that I like to wear overall. And I think dressing with this as a goal leads to a lot less impulse buying, a lot less overspending, and really contributes to less fashion waste and overconsumption overall, because you don't feel like you have to keep up with the Joneses. So here's to that. And here's to you manifesting magic in your own life. I hope you enjoyed this little video and thank you for watching. Bye now.